Alright, so we are on page 9 in your book. Make sure you go back and look at some of the last lesson if you didn't understand some of that. So on page 9 in your book, you can see that they're counting by hundred thousands. Again, we should be on page 9 in our book. Those of you who are in class right now, you should also be on page 9 in our book. Thank you. So you can see that 100,000s, if you have 10 100,000s, it becomes what? Million. If you have 10 100,000, it becomes million. So let's look down on page 10. If you're on page 10, let's count by, on the left-hand side, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, 8 million, 9 million, 10 million. So those are all just in words. So it's like you would write in those extra words there for that guided practice. We're going to do this guided practice in class because it's super simple. And then on the right, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6, all the way up to 8 million. And then you write in 9 million with the 9 and the 6 zeros. Make sure you have those 2 commas on it afterwards. We're on page 10 now. Thank you for paying attention. Right here. 10 million, right? 9 million right there. 9 and 6 zeros afterwards. If you're paying attention to where we're at, you will not fall behind in class. If you do not pay attention to what I am saying in the page that we're on, you're going to fall behind very, very quickly. It is your choice. Alright, then on the halfway through page 10, it says write numbers in standard and word form. Write numbers in standard and word form. So there, I'm not going to write down all the stuff they have right there, but they've got millions. I'm going to do HT for 100,000s, then TT for 10,000s, T for thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones.
What's that T by the
Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions.
T looks like
Okay, well, you're going to have to get used to my handwriting isn't always the best. So if you're writing these as a number, then you go and you look inside there. They've got 3,500,000, 6 10,000s, what was that, 7,000s, 0 hundreds, 4 tens, and 5 ones. So if you're going to take that, you can look below that on the bottom of page 10 where it's got standard and word form. And I'm just going to write it in the standard form where you're combining all of them. So it's got the 3, this is 3 million, so it's 3 and 6 zeros afterwards. Oops, let me redo that. 3 million, 500,000. What was the 10,000s? 6 10,000s, which ends up being 60,000. 7,000s. Come on. 7,000 0 hundreds, so it ends up just being a bunch of zeros. 4 tens becomes 40 and 5 ones. You combine all those together, we're going to have 3, 5, 6, 7, 0, 4, 5. 3,567,045. 3,567,045. Should seem pretty simple and straightforward. On the bottom of page 10, it's also on the bottom of page 10, you should be looking in your book on page 10, otherwise it's going to be really hard to pay attention to what's going on. When it says word form, that says 3 million spelled out, 500,000 spelled out, 60,000 spelled out, 7,000 spelled out. It has nothing spelled out for the 0, for 0 hundreds, because there's nothing there. 40 and then 5 spelled out. So you can see all of those examples of what those look like on the bottom of page 10. So make sure you're referencing those if you're confused during the homework assignment or during the guided practice. Speaking of guided practice, you can look on page 12. They've got blank spaces there. Make sure you're filling in those blank spaces. Not like the blank space Taylor Swift songs, even those are also really good. But the blank, you guys are familiar with the song by Taylor Swift, Blank Space? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be, because it's a great song. If you're not, go look it up. It's a great song. Taylor Swift, greatest artist who ever lived. But 11 and 12, you can do those. You can pause the video and do that, and then we're going to continue in real class. We're just going to continue right on the next one. We'll do 11 and 12 afterwards. And turn the page if you're in class, and if you're done on the video with page 12 guided practice 11 and 12. Now we are looking at, come on, wow, not gonna lie, Miss Gross board, not as good as Mr. Brunel's board. Alright, so then if you look on here, it says read numbers to 10 million. This is on page 13, so you should be on page 13 following along with what we're doing. Numbers along to 10 million. So they've got the million spot, and then you've got 100,000s, 10,000s. Everyone say it together with me. After 10,000s is? Then. Yep. So after millions, what would come next after millions? What?
10 million.
10 million. So on here, we don't have it up to 10 millions here yet, but you realize that would be what would come next, is 10 millions after that. So in this example, we see 5, 8, 2, 4, 4, 2, 8. So it's got all those numbers right there on them. So one thing that we're realizing here is that when you read this, you need to read it in increments. Does anyone notice what the increments that you're reading of it is? If you start at the right, it's in increments of 3. It's in increments of 3. So you would say 428. You would say 824,000. You would say 5 million. If you had more, like if you had a 1 here, you would say 15 million. But we're not getting to that yet. So this would read 5,824,428. So you would write that out. 5 million 800. I'm not going to write out the rest because I know you guys know how to do the rest. But 5,824,000, comma 428, all in word form. That's what it would look like when it's in word form. So you read all the millions together, all the thousands together, all of the hundreds together. So that's what guided practice 13 through 18 looks like, is you just writing it out in word form, just like this. 5,800 and, well, I guess I can't do this the rest of the way just to complete the example. 824,428. Whoops, I almost wrote the actual number. 428. And yes, the 28 has a comma then after it. Has a, a dash in between it. The 5,824. Oh, I forgot this Y. 24, that's also got a dash there. 24,000. Spelled my thousand here wrong too. Ooh, gotta watch that. Alright, so then guided practice 13 to 18. You can go ahead and work on those ones. When you're done with that, we will start on the actual assignment.